At 3 p.m. today, the Grand Theft Auto 6 extended look dropped for the first time. I never got to watch it. In this video, I'm going to be going over everything that happened in the reveal, all the gameplay features that were shown, and a lot of articles and a lot of other things came out as that came out, going over the game and what's coming in the game. So this is going to be a very extensive guide to everything that's happened today in Grand Theft Auto 1. So I think let's just get right into it. So the background footage will be the extended one because I am allowed to do that, even though it's not out yet on YouTube. That's just the way it works. It was around 27 minutes, capturing a base PS5, not a PS5 Pro or anything. And it took Netflix down. Netflix crashed. I luckily did not have any issues with that. People did report a crash and quite honestly. So yeah, in this we open on Jason. Jason and Lucy. In this we open on Jason and Lucy are running a pickup from the act. They're looking for a guy called Raymond. They're in a dark building. It goes very high. It's very run down. Someone tells them to take the elevator up, and the elevator ride is like the first proc interior we get to see in this game, and it looks incredible. The detail is insane. They step out on the floor above. There's a few NPCs sitting around the hallway. Jason leans over and pets a dog. I'm told dogs have all sorts of very interesting customization. There's a lot of things you can do with that as well. Going into the rage, it's obvious they're picking up some sort of drugs. Jason and Lucia, and then someone they're working with gets a call. The police are on the way, so a raid begins. So Raymond's inside, hacking the car with this crew, and he hands him a phone. It's somebody called Ernesto, and Ernesto's talking to the police are already on the way. Cops come through the door, they shoot 2 dealers, and they head on camera. So for about like 90 seconds, Rockstar basically just built their morality system, with the dog, and immediately shows you the most violent thing in this video. It's not like an accident. The whole game's tone has been shown twice. There's a very, very big scale of what you can do in this game. There's a whole firefight. Just takes cover, takes a pistol. We get to see gameplay for the first time. We get to see the weapon wheel, which looks like Red Dead 2's inventory. Basically carrying over. I'm told you can carry up to two-handed guns and 2 pistols. He shoots through walls. Lucia isn't there, just standing there. She's moving through the hallways, trying to get out with him. These cop team may be correct because they're just shooting the dealers right out without them even fighting back. Eventually they jump out a window and they get off on a motorcycle, and then the logo begins. And then it does kind of something I didn't expect. I expected there to be some sort of narration or anything. No, this was literally just 27 minutes of just gameplay, just of all sorts. It shows Jason and Lucia in their apartment, getting ready to go out. Lucy keeps asking him what she should wear, and he just keeps telling her to hurry up. While she's changing, Jason goes to a fridge. She gets a beer or a drink of some sort, and they're watching a TV for some anxiety medication called, I think it was Instapan, and then there's a burn right after it. So you get to see all this very quickly. It's quite incredible how this is immediately after the raid. The tones are just so very different. They then start showing you Leonida and the whole place, the whole city as a whole. You get to see various angles. You get to see people fighting. You get to see social media. You get to see all sorts of just insane stuff. There's so much detail. They're going to meet Brian. That's why she's getting ready in the first place. While they're talking with Brian, there's a bit of a flashback is what I'm taking it as. I think it's Jason unless he getting caught by laws after heist and wrong. It's very likely, I think, what kicks off this whole story. Jason and Brian smoke a cigar, and then there's a run of robberies. You get to see a bunch of robberies. There's convenience stores, jewelry stores, diners. The dining room was in the 2022 weeks. And they put their bandanas on intentionally, and this is very much been the Bonnie and Clyde story people have been talking about so long. Now it's real. Raul Batista shows up, and he seems to be a very big character. He seems to be a high-level bank heist, I guess, former bank heister. He turns up. They're picking him up with the cops already on them. Jason climbs into the back seat while Lucia drives. Raul gives her this little pep talk about how she can really be a professional at this, and there's a mechanic where you can pick either whether you're driving or shooting. The players swap to Lucia. The player swaps to Lucia mid-chase, same car, no menu. They lose the cops in an alley, torch the car, switch to a van. The wanted level isn't clear. Sirens are still going, so changing your car or your clothes makes it harder for you to identify. This will wipe your slate. That's the criminal profile doing its job. Criminal profile is the new system I'll talk about very soon. Everything else, then they just kind of keep going. There's fan boats, there's boats through the swamp, there's basketball, there's scuba diving, there's kayaking, there's canoeing, jet skis, e-scooters, working at a gym. There's rally racing, racing cars on an actual circuit, a strip club where you can throw money to dance, or somebody getting spied on to play VR. So smaller heights and a live stream you can watch or take part in. Um, then a proper sequence, Lucia walked into a shop with the gun held down behind her so nobody else sees it, grabs it, runs out with the bag. Jason picks her up. And she takes negative criminal profiles for it, so it swings both ways. They kidnap someone, and that person live streams their own kidnapping. Social media is not just like a set. It's not set. Social media is not set dressing in this game. Then you can see a little bit of Vice City at night. It's the best looking part. It's, in my opinion, one of the best looking parts of this whole thing. It's drinking, it's dancing, and clubbing. Looks like it's actually part of missions rather than just a place you have to visit. Then the last 5 minutes is, I think, the best mission they showed. You start at an airport, and then it goes to a hotel. Jason and Lucia have been hired security for a guy called Andreas, and they're escorting him and his friends to the opening of the corporate HQ. Two problems: Andreas is too busy doing drugs to leave, and Lucia gets on the earpiece to say her guns were confiscated at the door. So far this mission, she's got her hands. That's the design limitation, how a story beat. And then Andreas calls a sudden meeting with Jason standing alone in an elevator listening to Phil Collins, which is Phil Collins confirmed back in GTA. Come back in GTA. And it's placed there deliberately. It's calm right up before, this huge, basically firefight starts. These men just suddenly bust in, and Lucy is taken hostage. Jason's in cover, landing headshots with a pistol. He can slow down time for focus shots. That's the ability I think both characters have. It's called focus. You can use it in cars. You can use it while shooting. I think it's like a mix of Michael's ability and Arthur's ability. Lucia slips away after Jason makes a distraction. She's fighting barehanded for the entire way through. The lighting here is the best part. It's dark building, colored lights, there's bright elevators, chunks of buildings, chunks of like the hallway you're getting hit out. Jason gets a text message from Lucia saying there's more of them downstairs, and it kind of shows up as an overlay on the screen, which is just perfect. You don't need to have a photo. Something I think people are like, and it basically ends with Lucia ending up on a roof. Someone's choking her out, and he stabs her with his heel, or he stabs her with her heel. And then it ends with him pushing her down an elevator shaft. I think people are kind of like going past why they pick these missions. They're two pretty messy jobs that tend to go into shootouts, end up in shootouts. And they're trying to show you like the campaign isn't like it's more than 40 hours. I'm pretty sure we are told it's going to be 80 hours. So this is where they start with the previews. This is where a lot of the information starts. There's a lot of stuff. So this is going to be part one, I'm sure, just more information comes out. So starting off, that we are told that 80 hours is how long the game will be. Rob Nelson, who is like the co-director for GTA 6, told the New York Times, a playthrough run takes about 80 hours. That's his own playthrough, and it included what he called optional goals and narrative ramifications. Meaning side content actually gets reflected in the ending. That's a huge thing with this new thing. It's no longer called honor in this game. It's called your criminal. It's no longer called honor in this game. It's called your criminal profile. So your criminal profile, it's completely optional. If you just choose to ignore it and eventually leave your game entirely, you can't use it for the rest of your playthrough. But if you complete crimes in like a way that a criminal would, killing as little people as possible, or when needed, you kind of start to become a legend, and you get more and more perks and it affects the story. That's with most things, like going to the gym, playing basketball, texting Lucia and Jason. Like these are all things that just benefit the game in general, but you don't have to if you don't want to. So, for instance, you don't even have to be dating as Lucia and Jason. You have to actually make that happen by spending time with each other. Like it's not what I expected, honestly, but I think it's going to work. So anyway, once again, Rob Nelson said this was his description of like how he wants you to play the game, basically. So you can get up, have a coffee, shower, get your ass, go out and exercise, talk to people, explore, maybe get in some trouble, rob a few places, make some money. And that's not how like you really describe GTA games usually. They did originally consider 4 protagonists after GTA 5. They sat down and asked how would they follow 3 characters over 4, but they dropped it because they were worried about, how diluting, how much time you spend with each one, and therefore how like connected you are to each character. So 2 characters is a choice. It was not like a budget thing. So TGG, Beyond Low, TGG, the gaming gorilla, he actually got to go to Rockstar North and he watched 2.5 hours of gameplay. he said the thing that like stuck with him most at GTA 5 and GTA Online games, you can basically turn your brain off to and not pay attention, but this one won't be. It compares it more to Red Dead 2 in like the best possible way. That a world is constantly force you to make decisions where NPCs are read as actual people, and everything carries a lot more weight. Um, I'm gonna end it basically right around here. There's a lot more systems that I'm going to at a different time. There's just not enough time. I want to get this video up. Things that were not said. There was no PC date. It does seem like we're gonna get 4K 30 at launch on the PS4 base PS5. Okay, anyways, we're gonna end the video here. November 19th, just 84 more days. Leaks are over. Saturday leak doesn't matter now. Rockstar just got 26 minutes, 27 minutes showing you the game running on a console, just on your own TV. Um, yeah, I mean, it looks incredible. It is incredible. People should be excited about this, and that's all I really have to say about this. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I also have the extended reveal posted on my YouTube as well if you just want to see clips from that or watch it raw there. It's already there. Thank you.